My girlfriend posted, "Wow, my boyfriend gets jealous when my friends are with me." She posted this right after I asked her who she was with at 3 a.m. I commented, "You are absolutely right." Then I updated my profile picture. And that is when the truth in her heart came out. I am a 29-year-old software consultant. I work remotely for a tech firm in Seattle, pulling in around $140,000 a year. Not bad for someone who dropped out of college twice before finally figuring things out. My girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend now, is Haley, 27. We had been together for 3 years. She worked as a marketing coordinator for a boutique fitness brand. Pretty face, sharp tongue, and a social media presence that could rival some mid-tier influencers. We met at a friend's rooftop party in the summer of 2021. By October, we were inseparable, or so I thought. Here is the thing about Haley. She loved attention, not in a superficial way at first. She was funny, charismatic, the kind of person who made everyone feel like they mattered. But over time, I started noticing things. Little things. The way she would check her phone mid-conversation. The way she would angle herself perfectly for every photo, even when it was just the two of us grabbing coffee. The way she would go silent for hours, then reappear with some vague excuse about catching up with friends. I ignored it. I trusted her. That was my first mistake. We talked about moving in together permanently, maybe getting a place with a yard. I was even looking at engagement rings in August. I had this whole plan: propose at Christmas, maybe do it at her parents' place in Portland. She had always said she wanted something intimate surrounded by family. I was ready. I thought she was too. Looking back now, I realized the signs were there long before September. She had started going to networking events that lasted until midnight. She would come home smelling like cologne I didn't wear. When I asked about her night, she would give me one-word answers. Fine, good, fun, nothing with substance. Nothing real, but I didn't push. I didn't want to be that guy, the paranoid boyfriend who questions everything. So I swallowed my doubts and told myself I was overthinking. Update 1. The 3 a.m. text. It started in late September. Haley had been spending more time with her work friends. I didn't mind at first, but then the nights got later. 11 p.m. turned into 1 a.m., then 2 a.m., then 3 a.m. on a Thursday night. September 28th to be exact. I woke up around 2:45 a.m. Haley wasn't in bed. I checked my phone. No texts, no calls. I opened Instagram. She posted a story 20 minutes ago, a blurry video of some bar. Loud music, people laughing. The location tag said The Velvet Room, a club downtown known for overpriced drinks and questionable clientele. I texted her, "Hey, you good? It is pretty late." No response. I waited until 3:15 a.m., then texted again. "Where are you?" Nothing. By 3:30 a.m. I was pissed. Not angry pissed, worried pissed. The kind where your brain starts going to dark places. Was she okay? Did something happen? I called her. It rang 4 times, then went to voicemail. I tried again, same thing. I paced around the apartment debating whether to drive downtown, but that felt crazy. That felt like crossing a line. So I sat on the couch staring at my phone waiting. Finally, at 3:47 a.m. she texted back, "Out with friends. Stop worrying so much." I stared at those words. Stop worrying. It was almost 4 a.m., and I had no idea where she was or who she was with. I replied, "It is almost 4 a.m. Who are you with?" She didn't respond. Instead, she posted on Facebook at 4:02 a.m. "Wow, my boyfriend gets jealous when my friends are with me." Face with rolling eyes emoji. I stared at my phone. My chest felt tight. Jealous. I wasn't jealous. I was concerned. There is a difference. But the post had already gotten 14 likes and 3 comments, all from people I didn't know. "Girl, you deserve better." Red flags everywhere. "Dump him, sis." I felt my blood pressure spike. She was painting me as controlling to people who didn't know me, didn't know us, didn't know the full story. I sat there for a minute, then commented on her post. "You are absolutely right. I meant it sarcastically, but I didn't elaborate. I just left it there and went back to bed. Or tried to. I couldn't sleep. I lay there staring at the ceiling, listening for the sound of her key in the door. Haley came home around 5:30 a.m. reeking of alcohol and cigarettes. I pretended to be asleep. She climbed into bed beside me, and within minutes she was snoring softly. I didn't sleep at all. Update 2. The profile picture. The next morning she acted like nothing happened. She made coffee, scrolled through her phone, and hummed some song I didn't recognize. I didn't bring up the post. I didn't bring up the texts. I just watched her. "Sleep well?" she asked without looking up. "Not really," I said. "Why not?" I didn't answer. She didn't press. Around noon, I decided to do something petty. I updated my Facebook profile picture. I had been using the same photo for over a year. A picture of Haley and me at a beach in San Diego. We looked happy in that photo. I replaced it with a solo shot of me from a work conference in Austin. Just me. No Haley. No couple vibes. Just a clean professional photo. I didn't think much of it. It was just a picture. But within 20 minutes, Haley came storming into the living room. "Why did you change your profile picture?" she asked, arms crossed. I looked up from my laptop. "What? Your profile picture? Why did you change it?" "I just felt like it," I said. "Why does it matter?" Her face turned red. "You took down the picture of us." "Yes. So you are being petty. That is what this is. You're trying to make me look bad." I closed my laptop slowly. "Haley, you posted about me being jealous at 4 a.m. after ignoring my texts for 2 hours. You made me look like a controlling psycho to all your friends, and I am the one being petty." "That is different," she snapped. "I was just venting." "Venting? You aired our personal business on social media instead of talking to me like an adult." "Maybe if you weren't so suffocating, I wouldn't need to vent," she shot back. "Suffocating?" That word hit me like a punch to the gut. I had given her space. I had been understanding. I had supported her career, her friendships, her hobbies, and I was suffocating. "You know what?" I said, standing up. "If wanting to know where my girlfriend is at 3 a.m. makes me suffocating, then maybe we have a bigger problem." "Maybe we do," she said coldly. She grabbed her purse and left. Didn't say where she was going. Just slammed the door behind her. I sat there for a while. Then I opened Facebook. My new profile picture had 47 likes. Most were from people who barely knew Haley. But one comment stood out. It was from a guy named Trevor. I didn't know him. His profile picture showed a guy in his early 30s wearing a suit standing in front of a fancy car. Some kind of BMW or Mercedes. The comment said, "Looking sharp man. Single life treating you well." Single life? What the hell did that mean? I clicked on his profile. Private. Only 2 mutual friends. Haley. And some girl named Lauren who I vaguely remembered from one of Haley's work events. I felt my stomach drop. Why would some random guy think I was single? Why would he comment that on my photo? I took a screenshot of the comment. Then I sat back and tried to piece things together. Update 3. The investigation. I didn't confront Haley immediately. I needed proof. I am not the type to jump to conclusions. But that comment from Trevor nagged at me. Who is this guy? I spent the next few days digging. I didn't go through Haley's phone. That felt like a line I didn't want to cross, even though part of me was tempted. But I paid attention. I noticed things. On Saturday, October 1st, Haley said she was going to brunch with her coworker Lauren. She left around 11 a.m. wearing a sundress I had never seen before. She looked good. Too good for brunch with a coworker. "I will be back by 3, she said, kissing me on the cheek. "Have fun," I said. After she left, I opened Find My Friends, an app we had both installed years ago for safety reasons. Her location showed she was at a restaurant downtown called The Farmhouse. That checked out. Lauren had tagged them there in an Instagram story. But then around 1 p.m. her location jumped. It wasn't at the restaurant anymore. It was at a residential neighborhood I didn't recognize. I zoomed in on the map. Capitol Hill. A condo complex. I watched her location for the next 3 hours. She didn't move. She stayed at that condo until 4:30 p.m. When she got home, I was sitting on the couch waiting. "How was brunch?" I asked casually. "Great," she said, smiling. Lauren and I had mimosas and caught up. It was really nice. Just you and Lauren, I asked. Yeah, why? No reason. She went to take a shower. I sat there staring at my phone, at the location pin that had stayed stationary at that condo for 3.5 hours. Over the next week, the pattern became clear. She would tell me she was with Lauren or her coworker Becca, but her location would always end up at that same condo in Capitol Hill, always for hours, always with excuses. On October 8th, I finally looked up the address. Public records showed it was registered to a Trevor Mills, age 32, tech recruiter, single. His LinkedIn profile showed him smiling in front of that same fancy car from his Facebook photo. He had 1,200 connections. Haley was one of them. I felt sick. My hands were shaking. I wanted to be wrong, but deep down I knew. That night I confronted Haley. She was sitting on the couch scrolling through Instagram, laughing at something on her phone. "Who is Trevor?" I asked. Her face went pale. The smile disappeared. She looked up at me slowly. "What? Trevor Mills, who is he?" "He is just a friend," she said, her voice shaky. "A friend you have been spending afternoons with at his condo." Her mouth opened, but no words came out. She looked at me like I just slapped her. "How do you know about that?" "That doesn't matter. Why didn't you tell me you were seeing him?" "I wasn't seeing him," she said, defensive now. "We just hang out sometimes. He is going through a rough time and I was being a good friend." "A good friend? Haley, you lied to me multiple times. You said you were with Lauren. You said you were at brunch. You said a lot of things that weren't true." "I didn't lie. Lauren was there at brunch. I just went to Trevor's after for a few hours." She didn't respond. "Are you sleeping with him?" I asked. My voice was calm, too calm. "No," she said quickly, too quickly. "Haley, I am not, I swear. We are just friends. He is helping me with some career stuff. He knows people in the industry, that is it." "Then why hide it? Why lie about where you were?" "Because I knew you would react like this." "Like what?" "Like someone who doesn't want his girlfriend spending hours alone with another guy in his condo. Is that really unreasonable?" She stood up, her eyes flashing with anger. "You are being paranoid. You are twisting this into something it is not. This is called gaslighting, trying to make me doubt my own sanity when I had proof of her lies." "Then prove me wrong," I said. "Show me your texts with him." "No." "Why not? If there is nothing to hide, show me." "Because it is my privacy," she said. "I shouldn't have to prove anything to you." "You are right," I said. "You shouldn't have to, but the fact that you won't says everything I need to know." She grabbed her purse and headed for the door. "Where are you going?" I asked. "Out," she said. "To Trevor's?" I asked. She didn't answer. She just left. If you think I was right to trust my gut over her words, hit the subscribe button. We talk about intuition and self-respect here on Story Sparks. Final update. The truth. I moved out 2 days later. I couldn't stay in that apartment, not with her. Every time I looked at her, I saw lies. Haley blew up my phone with texts and calls. She swore nothing physical happened with Trevor. She said I was overreacting. She said I was ruining our relationship. But it wasn't nothing. Not to me. On October 15th, I finally agreed to meet her at a coffee shop to talk. Neutral ground, public, safe. She showed up wearing sunglasses even though it was overcast. She looked exhausted, dark circles under her eyes. "I made a mistake," she said before I could even sit down. "I shouldn't have lied to you, but I swear nothing happened with Trevor. We are just friends." "Then why hide it?" I asked, sitting across from her. "Because I knew you would react like this." "Like what?" "Like someone who values honesty in a relationship." She took off her sunglasses. Her eyes were red. "I have been unhappy," she said quietly, "for a while now, and I didn't know how to tell you." Those words hung in the air between us. "Unhappy," I repeated. "With me?" "With us," she said. "With everything." I felt stuck, like we were just going through the motions. "And Trevor made you feel unstuck?" She didn't answer. "Did you sleep with him?" I asked again. She hesitated just for a second, but it was enough. "Once," she whispered. "It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything." I felt the air leave my lungs. Even though I had suspected it, hearing it out loud was different. It was real. "When?" I asked. "Last week," she said. Thursday, October 6th. 2 days before I confronted her. While I was sitting at home working on a project, she was at his condo. Was it the first time? I asked. She nodded. Then she started crying. I am so sorry, I do not know what I was thinking. I was confused and he was there and it just happened. Things do not just happen, Haley, I said, standing up. You made a choice. I know, she sobbed, and I regret it. Please, we can fix this. We can go to therapy. We can't. The moment you lied, the moment you went to his place, the moment you decided he was more important than us, it was over. I left her sitting there. I didn't look back. 3 months later, I am doing better. I signed a lease on a 1-bedroom apartment. I deleted Haley from all my social media, blocked her number, blocked Trevor too, just for good measure. I heard through mutual friends that Haley and Trevor are officially together now. They made it Facebook official in November. Dylan told me she has been posting a lot of couple photos lately, captions about new beginnings and finding happiness. Good for her, I said, and I meant it, not in a bitter way, in a genuinely I do not care way. As for me, I have been focusing on work and hobbies I had neglected. I started going to the gym again, picked up guitar. I even went on a few dates. Nothing serious yet, but I am not in a rush. Sometimes I think about that night, the 3 a.m. text, the Facebook post, the comment I left. Part of me wishes I had handled it differently, confronted her sooner. But another part of me is glad I didn't, because the truth came out eventually. It always does. I do not think Haley is a bad person. I think she is selfish. And I think she is a coward. She couldn't be honest about her feelings, so she sought validation elsewhere. And when she got caught, she tried to make me the villain. But I am not the villain. I am just the guy who asked a simple question at 3 a.m. and got called jealous for it. Looking back, I realize I dodged a bullet. If we had gotten engaged, gotten married, had kids, this would have been so much messier. At least now I am free. Free from the lies, the gaslighting, the constant second-guessing. I am 29. I have got a good job, a decent apartment, and a life ahead of me. Haley can have Trevor. They deserve each other. And me? I am done settling for people who do not know what they want. Next time I will find someone who chooses me every single day without hesitation. Edit 1. A few people asked if I ever found out if Haley actually cheated before she admitted it. Honestly, I do not know for sure. She says it was only once, but I have my doubts. At this point, though, it doesn't matter. She crossed the line. That is enough for me. Edit 2. Someone suggested I should have gone through her phone. Maybe, but I didn't want to become that guy. I wanted to trust my instincts and the evidence I already had. I would rather walk away with my dignity intact than stoop to her level. Thanks for watching.